Hello all, this is Dswank. I'm playing From the Depths, and I wasn't planning on continuing recording. I got a little close to their final base, and they said, nope, you can't save, you can't escape. I was just going to save and leave, but yeah. So, I've got my 3 Agamemnons, 4 Dryads, and a Skull going to be attacking this thing. Now, if you notice, that's where my character is. That's the base. I have a fleet here, I have a fleet here, I have a fleet here. I have my block count maxed out, and I don't know what's going to happen. So, here we go. Hopefully the game doesn't crash. That's my biggest fear. Okay. It says destroy me. Okay. Don't worry. This will happen. I'm not going to do anything other than just sit here and watch the firefight. Oh god, look at all those missiles. Their flyers are up. Okay. I think those were my torpedoes that just dove in. I kind of want to just tab in and see what's going on. I'm a little further away than what I hoped, but I think those are 2 flying squirrels. One's 2 damaged. Pretty soon. I don't think this thing has the firepower to take care of multiple enemies. I'm talking about the base, not me. Of course, my ships all have the firepower to take care of multiple enemies. And they keep going. I'm not wearing my headphones right now. I have a very bad earache, so I can't really tell what's going on audio-wise. I'm sorry about that. I'm still working with the finicky mic boom, unfortunately. And I hope I fixed this, but maybe not. We will find out. Come on. Wow. Are all my missiles going into the center of this thing? It's gonna be sad. Well, bullets are making it. I didn't even rig my guns to go in full at it. Okay. Well, they're firing at the forward section. One of these. Okay. Hail of bullets. Okay. See, my missiles are all just carving these missile-sized holes through the bases. They're not really helping. My torpedoes really didn't do much. What are these? These look interesting. Ah. Short-range guns. Does he have any guns? Are they firing? Or are all my ships all outranging him? Are you firing? something blew up. Okay, that was the fuel. Fuel kind of blew up. And the dried out area is still doing pretty well. What do we have here? Well, there's the one of the AIs. I wonder, is my character, has he fallen in the ocean or something? No? I'm trying to figure out why I'm sliding around so much. Oh, God. Oh, God, skull. Oh, Dryad. Be very careful in there. I mean, that's a ballsy move. That's like Dryad, I mean, skull level move. Ballsy move. Oh, wow. All those missiles. I would not... Well, unfortunately, like, half of them aren't reaching. And then the half that are just not really doing anything. As you can see, I'm down to 7 and 8 frames per second. Oh wow, it's painful. And I'm showing this off because, yes, I feel I need to, because this is kind of like their final base, from my understanding. And I'm pretty sure my game's gonna crash at some point during this. I just don't think my game can handle all the firepower. I wish there was a way you could, like, deactivate warheads, like, after a certain amount of time, like, a minute, because their flight times usually don't last a full minute, that the warheads deactivate, so my ships, if they want to close in on this thing, aren't going through a minefield of my own creation. 9 frames per second. Incoming missiles. I probably need to put the random laser warhead thing so they pick random parts and not just the same block when they all launch. I mean, some of them are almost getting there. I mean, almost. Oh, this is almost painful to watch. This is headache-inducing for me as a player. I hope it doesn't affect the you guys nearly as much. Well, we've cut open the door. What doors have decided to open? Looks like a command area right here. Okay, yeah, it's still up. Everything but the glass has been hit. Wow. This thing really stood no chance against this fleet. Oh, God. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, if they all just blew up right now at full strength, it would be they'd tear this whole piece out. Oh, it's like a water park. Little missiles. Ain't all those missiles not doing a thing because, yeah. Torpedo? Are you a torpedo? Yeah, hit something, aren't you? Come on, hit something. Yep. Torpedo did something. Whole thing's being just slowly whittled apart by the guns. The missiles aren't really doing anything. It's kind of sad. Bullets? No, not bullets. Those are still more missiles. I think I may have a missile problem. Me, personally, in this fleet. Oh god. Have we heard it enough that it's going bye-bye? I looked up and saw the 8 frames and read it as double zeros. It's like, oh god. My frames per second suck. No, we haven't just butchered this thing yet. Yep. No problem. We are destroying it slowly. Where is its engines? That could be useful. There's engine over here. We kind of knocked that out. But this engine's still functioning. It needs to go away. And I think we'd win. Alright, map. Wow. That Dryad. Let's pull you out of here. I don't want to lose Dryad. Have I already lost a Dryad? Looks like I might have. And as always, my ships have decided it's going to be faster to back up than actually engage. Alright. Oh wow. Hello? Can I grab that one? Alright. Let's tell all the Aggies to just move in. See how that works. Okay, we're actually getting some good firepower now. Are we hitting missiles or hitting things? I mean, parts of this thing just keep disappearing over time. This is gonna cost me more than this base ever did just in ammunition. Missile? Not gonna hit anything. God, and the ones that are going underneath are just ricocheting off. Oh wow. Are we just punching holes through over here? Yeah. And I'm not that worried about this base anymore. Oh yes. Oh, are we coming in? Are we getting good shit? Good shots? Good shit. Good shots. Maybe because it looks like it's sinking? Huh. Okay. This is kind of sad. kind of is. Are we going to take this out? Good lord, it's been 15 minutes. Oh wow. The lag. Are these guys even in combat mode? No. Let's turn them on full combat. See if they back at it too. It's like all of my ships are stupid. They can't figure out how to drive at something. Oh lord. Blow it up, blow it up. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. It looks like 2 damaged. Does that say 2 damaged? I think it says 2 damaged. I think we got him. I think we got him. He's slowly disappearing. I'm pretty sure we got him. So, once it is disappearing, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. And mouse, stop jittering. Yeah, it's breaking apart. So, I think we've won. This should be the last of the deep water guard. The last of their bases. So, we will build an arc here. Arc. And I'm going to spend some time after this designing a submarine. Ooh, submarine. And from there, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go work on the submarine now. Actually, I think I'm gonna save and come back and build a submarine later in the week because I'm kind of out of time. But yes, that is where I'm gonna be. And yeah, so I'll see you at the submarine. Alright, so I've been working on the submarine. I'm just getting the basics of it going. See, I have one, it's floating, the correct side's up, and it's barely floating, which, yay. I don't think it's going to be particularly fast, though, because of this. I'm going to have to play around for placing the rudders, which I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to pull that off, but we'll see. And I've got some control fins there that aren't exactly attached, so we'll see how I do with that. I've got an engine right here. It's my standard engine, which may not be particularly good, but I don't feel it's bad either. Let's see how. Okay. Not unpowerful. I mean, 1,000 power units, whatever it is. Considering the fact I don't think I'm going to use all that, it might be a little excessive. I don't think I'm going to put shields on them, but I don't know. Right now I have 6 missiles on it. They have these ejectors on it, so they can launch underwater. I plan on doing another 6 launchers, which will get it to about here. Do the basically under the tower is going to have the command area for the submarine, and then I'll have the nose. So that's my plan. We'll see how well it goes as I develop that plan. So, ta-ta. Alright, I've kind of finished the overall look of it. As you will notice, it's very nose heavy. I'll need to work on fixing that. It's a little nose short too. The nose should have stuck out a little further. But for the most part, I think it's pretty good looking. I think it's a very good looking ship. I need to put some more hydrofoils. I'll put some hydrofoils on the nose, lower in the nose. What about here? No. W and S. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Alright. It's nose heavy. I know part of the reason why it's nose heavy is I put a huge chunk of lead in the nose. See? Huge chunk of lead. So, the plan is to delete some of this huge chunk of lead. Alright. A little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Fraction more. Alright. The waves. Yeah, it's riding the waves and dipping because of the waves. For the most part, it looks pretty level. No, I'm going to delete a few more pieces of lead, though. One more row of lead. Let's see. Dips down. I think part of that is because it's center of the lead causes the center of mass to go too far forward. Yeah. Alright, let's do one more. I may be just getting rid of it in general. The main reason for it was to keep the bottom down while I was building. So, there we go. Back end's still floaty better. So you know what? This is where we were. Air pump. %, 0% is flooded. Alright. We got more floaty bits. Okay. I don't have those connected yet to AI or anything, but those are all they're going to be connected through this side. The AI is going to be in here. any controls that I have are going to be in here. I have a door for entering and exiting. I'm also going to vehicle altitude -4. Oh, let's pull you. Top speed 3. Alright, at least you're pointed in the right direction, I think. So, yeah, I don't think this is a bad little thing for it. I'm gonna finish. My plan is to actually finish building it, and then I'm gonna take it into the AI simulation. So, or the constructibles, and just see how well it works. So, let me jump down to it. Plan is get the torpedoes going, put the AI in, jump in, put the AI in, put some other stuff, train it so it stays at like 40 units, between 35 and 40 units under the water, and go from there. I need to put a rudder on it. I don't have a rudder. So, there, map, build. There's no rudders on it, which need to be fixed. I'm not sure how I'm putting the rudders on it, but we'll figure that out. Haven't really done much thought since I started going forward. Let's see now. Build up. Let's go boat rudder. Oh, I wish they had a bigger boat rudder. Or there was a better way to build a boat rudder. Alright. So I could put one there. And one there. They're not really attached, but meh. For now, this is kind of test working concept. Proof of concept. Whatever. Of concept. Alright. And I'll figure out how to make it look pretty later. So, build. Alright, we're in here. We're gonna build AI. Okay. Give me more options, game. Alright, down here. AI mainframe. Wireless transmitter, I need that. I'm gonna need card slots. Is it left and right? Right. Naval. Let's see. Target prioritization. More options. Propulsion balancing. It's going to be very important. There we go. That all looks good. Build conduit. Flag post, AI mainframe. Oh, I need to put a radar system up front. I guess this will function kind of like sonar. Oh god. What is my AI doing? We're flying backwards? Oh god. Please tell me I didn't build this thing backwards. That's gonna suck. Okay. Okay. I guess the easy way to tell that would be vehicle controller. Huh? I'm not getting an error, like, oh, you put this on wrong, so. Okay. Oh, wow. Hello, game. Yeah, my AI is not doing too well right now. I want to see this from outside. Uh-huh. You? Doesn't you make me go down? And T is forward. Well, she dives pretty well. Oh, God. I is roll. J. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Oh, wow. Go AI. Yeah, I don't think the AI really knows what to do right now. I may have to put some of those thrusters on her to keep her from rolling. But I have that big long piece there to keep that from happening, so. See? Off. Okay. Oh, God, no. Map. Pull you. Pull, pull. Oh, God, that was horrible. Put you back into play. Teleport to you. Tab. Let's repair everything up front. Okay. Wow. Stupid AI. Alright. Jump in here. Q. Alright. Build. What I'm looking at building is going to be controls. Chair display. Automated control block. You have one there. One here. Okay. Yes. Now I've got a few more things I want to get taken care of before I kind of go off and away. It's getting fairly late where I am, so I'm probably going to just get this basics taken care of and then go to bed pretty soon because I have work tomorrow, which is evil. Alright. There's that. I need friend or foe on. Okay. ejectors. Let's get some ejectors on here. But yeah, once I finish this off, I'm going to, and I get everything programmed the way I want, and I put some of those balancing thrusters on here. I'll go ahead and take it over to the sandbox and do some simulation testing. Oh man, that didn't work at all like I'd hoped. Okay. Well, I'll just get rid of that. Since we couldn't be fair, I want them all even. Okay. Cute. Okay. We're not going to have thrusters. There. We're going to have torpedo propeller. Fins, good. One turn. We don't really need infrared seeker. Okay. Let's see. Ballast tank. Thruster. Fins. Do I want that, or do I want regulator? Yeah. A fairly narrow cone. Like that. Yeah, sure. Alright. There's those. So, those are my torpedoes. I'm not really doing anything with these missiles. I need to put an AI here. No. Yeah, okay. I didn't have an AI. AI. Local weapons controller. There. And there. Wireless receivers. There. There. Those are rigged up. I need local weapon controller here. Wireless receiver here. And then AI. That. Let's put you there. Let's put a radar system, because that's gonna hopefully act like sonar for it. And oh, that looks, I like the way that looks. So okay. Yes. Now I've got to monkey around with numbers, so that's going to be kind of boring, so I'm not going to record it. So until next time, bye. Hello, and I'm back. So, I was talking about how after I finished the submarine, I would go into the vehicle designer and test it. Well, let's go ahead and load the first submarine. Sub load. Alright. There you are. I'm on you. Very swirly. Doesn't like staying right. I have no keel on it, because I didn't think, oh, I would need a keel for some reason. So, and it's rolling. Okay. So, let's go ahead. And I have been, if they can't beat a plunderer, you're not worth the resources. That was my attitude. So, there's the plunderer. It's pummeling it. And it's rolling around and shooting its missiles at the seafloor. And surprisingly, it isn't dead yet. But it appears those missiles went nowhere fast. And it's surfacing over there and going to be pummeled. Are you surfacing with the front end or the back end? You backed out of the ocean. Yes. So, this submarine was an abject failure. I mean, it's still functioning, surprisingly. But, yeah, it's got a lot of problems. So, I'll let that one actually. Let's destroy enemy vehicle. Alright. Map. Let's go ahead and pull that sub. Let's scrap it. Alright. So, I ended up building or modifying, because I was extremely frustrated, the submarine. I don't want to be in build. I want that. I want that button. Yeah, so went ahead and built Sub 2. Same game. Which, yes, you can see what I did with it. And it had a similar problem. Lots of issues. And it worked better. I mean, it was wider, worked better, and I thought, I'll put things here and things here. Well, after messing with it a bit, and let's go ahead and load a plunderer. Wrong one. Plunderer. And I also realized very quickly that I don't have the right weapon set up on this thing to fight a plunderer, because flares. So I thought, I'm gonna have to fix that, but also it's backing to the surface again, and it's gonna show its belly, and it's gonna take one right in the ammo pocket, and its engines are gonna be shut down, and then it's just gonna flail and die. It's kind of pointless. So, we really don't need to see this embarrassingness much longer. So, that is kind of cool though. Alright, so, destroy enemy vessel. No map. Watch as I flail with the controls. Ooh, excuse me. Alright. So, then what I did was I got on the workshop and downloaded the submarine. Now, I can't remember who designed it. I'll take. Actually, you know what? Main menu. Single player. No. Vehicles. That one. Shouldn't it be loading who did what? These are just different things I've looked at for Q1 browser. Back. Ah, okay, here we go. Yay. Valkyrie, like Valkyrie? Whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But I took a look at his submarine. And while it works, it didn't work quite as well as I'd hoped. It had a big issue of going down and hugging the ocean floor, not really doing much. So I messed around with Submarine 2, and I don't think I actually saved Submarine 2 with all the edits to it. But I then went back and got Submarine 2 to work and said, I wonder if I can get Sub 1 to work. So there's Sub 1. She's pretty quick. She doesn't roll too terribly. What is that? I don't remember putting... Oh, that's the frickin' raft. It's hung on it. Alright. Map. Pull. Times 10. Alright, play. Teleport. There we go. Some things. I put wood across the top to give the top buoyancy. I then put lead, 2 lead keels on it to pull the bottom down. More engines, obviously. Thrusters instead of the hydrofoils to keep it balanced. Because the hydrofoils really only work when you have a player in it. The torpedoes are now laser guided, and the other missiles are not. They're infrared. So, let's see how she does against a plunder. Also, she has repair drones. So, I don't actually have any repair crates on board, which I probably should put some in somewhere, but I don't know where. So, wrong one. Plunder. Alright, let's let you do your thing. Let me move away. She's moving pretty well underwater. I probably need to set her to be a deeper diver. But she is going deep right now. And doing a fair job dodging incoming shots. The torpedoes are doing relatively well. And that wasn't me, so that must have been the plunderer taking a torpedo shot in one of the ammo rooms. Now the biggest problem I have is that. that turret shooting almost straight down. I did not realize I was running around in my body. I thought I tabbed out. Alright. Where is she? Alright, there's sub. I also need a good name for the sub. So, kind of looking at that. But I mean, look at that. I mean, we're doing really well. For what she is, she's doing really well. A missile boat that doesn't really do a lot of stuff. And, I mean, it's a submarine. It's hard to hit. Missiles are going to be sucky. Torpedoes are going to be sucky. Ramming ships are going to suck against it. AI's not good at shooting cannons underwater unless you're, like, knife-fighting distance. And look, I mean, my torpedoes are enough that I've opened this up. The engine is barely functioning. The AI core is... And I got torpedoed by my own ship. Let's see. Sub. But yes, the reason why I was looking at the doing something, and occasionally just waste the missiles. I'm not 100% sure why it does that, but I think like a 3 or 4 of these in a fleet would be really nice. Because they could take on quite a bit of stuff. Especially being underwater. They can take on a lot of stuff. And, oh, those missile noises. Oh, and the missiles are starting to actually work again. Sort of. But, yes, this is my successful submarine design. As you can tell, taking on a plunder, it does get beaten up, but it's all still here. So, it did a lot better than the other two. Now, my question for y'all, well, one, obviously the name. What would be a good name for it? And 2, should I keep this design, or should I go with Sub 2 and the modifications I made to it and make it bigger? More missiles, more torpedoes, things like that. I'm leaning towards keeping this, honestly. Because this is exactly what I wanted. But I mean, missile overload is something that my fleet kind of is right now. So, yes. I've also done some testing, just out of curiosity, on how how the Agamemnon does against other ships. And it does relatively well against other ships. As soon as you throw a flyer in there, though, it tanks. It does horrible. It's not a very good anti-air ship, so we'll need to put the support fleet is pretty pretty good at anti-air. We're coming up so close beside it that we can't actually target it. That's sad. But yeah, this is just going to be a sad little fight as we constantly pick this thing apart. Because it can't do anything anymore. I think we're hurting it more than it can repair. I may need to upgrade my missiles to fragmentation. The main reason why I went with explosive is I thought it'd be less stressful on my computer. But at this point, I don't think it really matters. Yeah. I don't... Oh, hello, missile. What is this? Flare launcher, aren't you? Yeah. That engine's almost on. And so, yeah, I really like this design that I did with the ship. It works a lot better. As you can see, occasionally it still does try and hug the bottom, but as soon as things shift, it will pick itself back up. That's it. Right now it's trying to pick itself back up. I may want to put some, like, armor ramp on the keel so it can lift itself up better. Really? Really? You are a complete worthless thing. I start talking about how good you do, and what do? You fail me. But anyway, she's a good little ship. And are we going up? Yep, we're going up. Slowly up. And I like this one. So, that's my plan is to continue with this design. So, yeah. Hello, all. Yes, I forgot actually to do my outro for this episode. So, what little outro I have, and I also wanted to apologize for the audio meh with the missiles, because I'm still trying. The video editing software I have doesn't accept multiple layers of audio. I'm recording them all together, which is not ideal. I mean, anybody can tell you that is not ideal. So hopefully I can get that resolved soon, such as getting a better compiling editing software. And let's see. Yeah, so if you liked this episode, go ahead, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what I did right, tell me what I did wrong, tell me what you'd like to see for the submarines, the skinny one or the fat one with more missiles on the fat one. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.